in our dinner stream.
Hey guys, welcome back to another dinner stream. At least have the energy, you weakling, you whip ass. It's not 1 o'clock in the morning where you gotta whisper about your mother.
Bruh. How about you get some responsibilities and go shower?
My bird's actually pretty successful in YouTubers.
Successful debatable. Hello, Alan.
Yeah, he does a power scale video, so like he likes power scale.
These are the real fries. We went over this. Yeah, I recently had McDonald's fries actually. I recently went to McDonald's a while back. Didn't stream it though. The fries weren't as bad as I remember. They were still grease. Little Caesar pizza, not bad. Unfortunately, increased the prices.
No, he just does YouTube. He doesn't do this. He just streams on YouTube. I keep telling him just stream up idea, like, you know, because that's what he's like, no, what is he living? You know, he's ass at it. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I didn't realize the Platinum Diamond was talking to me. My apologies. Hey, this is your season though. You already got to go last season. Get to Diamond.
So come on. You know I'm better than my hero. Oswald, you know I'm better than My Hero Academia. Come on now.
Yo, if that's not people just like doing your content in a nutshell. Yo, I thought my YouTube up for this Instagram video. Is there even a pop filter on that mic?
Hang on.
Is there transitions?
That reminds me. There we go. No, what was the other one? Where is it?
What the hell are you?
There we go.
Cousin?
Good filters.
No, he's over here messing with the filters, so they went on noir. He's like, look, when you're in 1980s Paranormal Activity wannabe spin-off? Hey guys.
I'm sure you have some hear my brother in the background.
It's like, hey guys, just hanging out there. Nothing scary about this house. Yep, nothing at all. Yeah, nothing scary. Nothing
That's the voice of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit guy. Yeah, that's him.
I think you were streaming. I don't know when was it.
Why don't you play Persona? I feel like you would like that game. What was that, babe?
Because I don't have fucking money.
And you were on one of your transitions. And my mom came and she saw it. She's like, what are you doing putting up that thing?
Could you like stay back over there at least? So I would.
This isn't copyrighted.
Well, I know, but it's like.
What are they gonna do? Copyright on my girlfriend?
Well, no, but it's like there's a lot of voices in the background and shit.
Yeah.
You look like a discount Jason Momoa or whatever.
Well, you already know what you look like.
Damn, feel bad.
You're a communist dictator.
He didn't fail.
Yeah, you did.
No, he didn't. Persona 3, 4, and 5 is from a timeline reset. Why would you be happy? Oh, right, because you're all bunch about that. Mamá, no te puedes mirar.
¿Cómo que no?
La cámara, esto es para acá, no para allá.
Muy bien, gracias.
I could never get into Taco Bell. It's just fucking weird.
Gracias por cuidarme. You never try cosas así, así que tú no puedes decir nada que está feo.
A cheese quesadilla from Taco Bell? No. Yeah, chicken and rice. Like, what do you mean? Do you have a chicken and rice burrito or just chicken and rice in general? Oh, chicken and rice quesadilla. Yeah. At my home, we never had quesadillas with anything besides like cheese in them. So whenever I hear that there's quesadillas with other stuff in them, it's always weird to me. Ah, sí, tengo que decirte quesadillas sin queso, nomás fue puro queso ya, con tus quesadillas, nunca fue nada con carne o algo así.
Sí, eso compró.
No, yeah, because like the first time I learned enchiladas had like chicken in them once, I was like, wait, those can come with meat? My mom would only ever make them with potato, onions, and like cheese.
También con queso y chocolate. Pero a nadie nos gustó. A nadie nos gustaron las de chicken.
Yo no le cuento tratando de esos.
Ya tú no, pero sí las ya no nos gustó. Las quesadillas chicken. Avocados.
There we go.
Las avocados and chickens.
The best part about Taco Bell is that they do have decent hard shell tacos, but that's about it.
Tengo mucho sueño.
But that doesn't mean. Personally, I prefer just like mini tacos. If I don't know if New York has those, Osra, but over here we have mini tacos all over the place. Freaking bomb. Mini tacos with a double tortilla, like, you know, I guess shell. It's weird calling like soft tacos tortilla shells, but I guess that's technically correct. So, unfortunately, I'm still a little behind on my essays, but I don't really have that much time left. So, regardless to my feelings on the matter, I got like kick shit into high gear. So more likely than not, we won't be having too much content this coming week. That'll most likely include Tuesday's stream as well not being up because well, I'm gonna have to work through. I'm probably gonna have to work through Tuesday to get my essays done. Mangler wants to do the Dante Blake House on Sunday. Depending on how far I get by Sunday, we'll see what happens there. Most likely it's gonna be a no, but we'll see. What can I say? I was risk kicking my ass. Wow. Sorry, I'm not eating pizza. You know, ironically, the one time I actually got pizza, I decided not to stream it. Seems like a missed opportunity now that I think about it. These fucking sparkling water beverages are actually super bomb. I was always afraid of sparkling water beverages because like I had the one sparkling water from like fucking it's got like Mountain in its name and it was just like fucking TV static. It was like the grossest thing ever. But these actually have flavor in them. These are actually not bad at all. Oh, it's probably because of how much potassium they have. Oh, sodium. What do you mean I officially become a mukbang channel? I literally only do, like, most of my streams get deleted afterwards. This is basically like Twitch is like fucking chill and chat fucking streams. Except I'm not a girl in a bikini in a hot tub. So sorry for a lack of good content. Once school's over, I'll have much more free time, so we'll be able to ramp up videos. I'll probably pre-plan videos in advance, so that way, like, even during my next school semester, I'll be able to still release content. I can do that. Well, in regards to my power scaling master story, that would be more internal power scaling than actual objective power scaling. The difference there is objective power scaling. I'll use Dragon Ball as an example. or even God of War, or even DMC to an extent under these conditions. Objective power scaling is you look at a feat, and this is what the feat equates to. Like, this is genuinely what it would equate to. Like, for example, Goku has many light speed feats. Excuse me. But Goku and Vegeta, whose flying speed should scale to their combat speed, given the way they fight, can travel the planet instantly. Like, Goku needs instant transmission to do that, despite the fact that they're massively faster than light. This is one of the things people bring up to, like, say, like, why power scaling is dumb. Because, like, even though the feats are there, the story itself doesn't treat it very seriously. But that's more internal power scaling. And even then, that doesn't necessarily debunk objective power scaling. It's that internal focus is more on telling a story and where characters scale to within the universe itself. They don't really care so much about what the characters can actually do, just who's stronger than who. A good example would be Urizen vs. Mundus. Plot stupidity, I think, is a really stupid term for it. I think it's narrative convenience would be a better idea to call it that way. Because plot stupidity means that, like, oh, these characters are stupid, they can't do it, but that's not what's going on with Dragon Ball. Like, Vegeta genuinely searches the planet for the Dragon Balls, and he's tired as fuck after searching around super fast, despite the fact that it should be no problem for him. I think it's more likely to say narrative convenience, or just narrative necessity. Is it?
I guess. Oh no, BI is 14, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess BI is that there.
¿Dónde dejaste tu ropa que traes ahorita?
En la posición. En la canasto. I think narrative consists. I don't know, because the term plot into stupidity isn't a really good term to explain what's going on. Because plot into stupidity can mean, like, the characters are being stupid, but that's not what's happening. The characters are doing what they can do. It's just that the narrative is showing it that it's a lot more impressive or a lot harder for them than it should be. This is where I think called narrative convenience comes in. Or, like, narrative would just take more precedence. I know the term is plot into stupidity. I understand that. I think that term should be changed to something that's a little less, I guess negative is the right word. Because, like, I've already written a book. It's currently free right now on Amazon. Self-plug-in right there. Go check the last video if you care to read it. So, like, I understand to an extent what an author does. And I think if you write your own story, you can understand what an author does as well. It's just for me, plot into stupidity is, like, I understand what they're going with. I just think it should be changed name-wise. So, though, yeah, but power scaling matters to an extent in a story, but internal power scaling is what matters more for a story than objective power scaling. Well, that'd just be his character. Look at Dante walking 5 kilometers. Actually, the DMC games use the Imperial system, right? Oh, no me quites.
Ay, qué cosa, ¿qué te da risa?
Pues no, que no me metiste. Pensaba que sí, pensaba que no me digo.
Es un pendejo.
I don't know. Dante's Cavalier now, so now he doesn't have to walk everywhere anymore. But I mean, he's still. I mean, like walking's still better than like motorcycling all over the place. Come on now. The real problem is when visuals don't match up with what a character can do. That's when story power scaling gets really up in the air.
Caesar salad. Caesar salad. Oye, eso fue lo que te compré. Mejor, en vez del jabón, por eso no te traje nada.
Gracias, mamá.
Compré un paquete de tres.
Gracias, para que me puedas quitar en una fucking semana.
No, para estos querías. Para que te ponga algo bueno.
No prendas la televisión. Vete a tu cuarto. Dante wants what's best for the environment. Demon gas actually costs way more money. Yeah, no, so it's like, I think God of War suffers the worst from this. Because God of War is a series that is way more powerful than what you would ever assume just by looking at it. Even the Light of Helios, where he's like, feel the light of the sun, that's a uni plus attack, actually. That's able to stop, like, a god named Morpheus from merging two different realms. You're not wrong. Alright, stop that.
Oh, no quieres que cante two colors.
No. Stop that noise. If you want to leave video ideas, you can leave them in the comments of my last videos, or you can leave them in the when I put out posts, and then I can see them more like in person. What's up, bud? Draw the card. Alright. Like, I've seen Character Rant before. It's a Reddit with some really interesting hot takes. But they're like shit on God of War, 'cause it's like, they're like, guys, how is this series uni when Kratos is trouble moving a boulder and shit like that? And it's like, well, because that's gameplay mechanics. But God of War themselves never demonstrate anything on that level. Even in general, or like anything like sort of wiggle room-ish. Ironically, it's more grounded than the other ones. Because with DMC alone, like, you at least have the Mundus feat, which is really, like, you know, there's wiggle room there. Helios or Hermes. That's the weird one on the table. We are setting up debate actually between me and the God of War guys. Well, not me specifically. Hermes, why the fuck did I say Helios? But like, they wanted to do a debate between DMC3 Dante versus Ascension Kratos. And depending on how that debate goes, we might go into the other versions of Kratos as well. That's gonna be a shit show when we get if we do make it far into Norse mythology, that's gonna be a fucking shit show. This man couldn't even dodge a boulder. Debate with who? On the stream every now and again, we get Jev, Lil Bill, and Kenlum. More. I think that's what it's called on YouTube. They're God of War debaters, and two of them are at least in my server for Discord. One of them I don't allow on the server because I feel like that would cause too many problems with him and Mangler. Hermes was probably a genuine example of plot-induced stupidity, where like you can legitimately say this character was stupid strictly for the sake of being stupid, because Kratos should not have got him in any capacity. Alright, apparently I'm Ryan as well. Okay, so regarding Trunks' statement, he's not wrong, but he also is kind of wrong. Let me explain. So I'll go into more detail about the statement. Did I say Helios, or I'm sure he knows who we're talking about. Well, no, Helios got hit by a ballista, didn't he? Yeah, Helios got hit by a ballista, and Hermes got hit by a catapult. So the two people with the best speed feats in God of War get hit by man-made weaponry, both being arguably caught off guard. That's kind of ironic, actually. Anyways, going back to the situation. So, Trunks, I think you're missing the point here a little bit. Trunks isn't wrong. Hermes himself never gets hit directly by the boulder. However, he doesn't dodge it, and he sees it coming. Kratos can't amp speed, and he doesn't amp the speed of the boulder. The boulder gets flung, Kratos latches onto it, and at the last second, so Hermes has plenty of time to avoid this, at the last second, Kratos spins around and slams it into the statue. So, let's say, because Kratos slammed it, that scales upwards to Kratos' speed. That's fine. Hermes has the entire travel time to get the fuck out of there. There's no excuse here. The man basically got blitzed by a fucking catapult. Now, obviously, this is plot-induced stupidity. It wouldn't really be a good, like... I wouldn't call it a good feat for saying, that Hermes' speed doesn't scale, because obviously, that's, Hermes just being stupid there. Although, it does bring into question, we're talking about a guy who has inaccessible speed. Kind of a little weird he couldn't run off the tower. Well, regardless, like, the fact that he couldn't run off the tower without being perfectly fine, because again, we're talking about a guy who can move at speeds that would be 0 time, by the way. I wouldn't use it for an anti-feat personally, but it's definitely an anti-feat there on the table that, like, you basically just have to cringe and be like, it's plot-induced stupidity. So you just have to hope the other guy accepts that. But then Helios also gets hit by a ballista, and Helios' speed should be infinite at bare minimum. You have 2 Olympian gods who get blitzed by weapons used by Kratos. So either Kratos can amp human weapons, he's never shown to do this, unless of course I'm wrong, or you have to assume that the god's speed is, at least in the game's depictions, inconsistent. I'm sure. Trunks. You're misunderstanding the context here a bit, Trunks. You're conflating two things that don't really compare to each other. The Flash has almost 40 years, I want to say. I could be wrong. He's got 40 years of feats. So, for context here, it's different in a video game / manga. Because in a video game and manga, there's a lot less to work with. So, if the Flash gets hit by a bullet, bro, why aren't you showering?
I'm not gonna I'm trying to understand.
Alright. Anyways. If the Flash gets hit by a bullet, even if he gets hit by a bullet, let's say 50 times. Let's say 50 times a bullet blitzes him. There's probably over 100 feats or more of Flash's speed being way better and way more insane. when it comes to comic book characters, outliers like being hit by paper and shit, or like anti-feats like that, don't mean shit. Because they've been around so long and they've been handled by so many different people, that's going to happen. That's objectively going to happen. He has not the same versions of the Flash. Like New 52 Superman is not as strong as Superman pre-Crisis. Yeah, of course there are differences like that. But the point of the matter is very clearly that this is a different situation. Because there's nowhere near as much God of War material, or, well, feats on that level for that matter, in the Greek pantheon anyway, for this like to be the same situation. I understand where you're coming from to an extent. Again, I do think Plot of Stupidity is more or less fine in this example, because Hermes, regardless, should have been able to get off the statue before the boulder hit in general. He just wasn't moving for some reason. But that is there. You know, that's something you have to acknowledge. Because again, Hermes' speed at bare minimum is inaccessible. And at least the way the God of War crews do their scaling, they're a lot more strict on this shit. Trunks. Even if Hermes was massively faster than light, you understand, of course, that if you can move at light speeds, time's gonna look like it's slowed down for you, right? Like, you understand that. So, when Hermes is at least light speed, let's downplay God of War, Helios is only light speed, Hermes can dodge it, he's faster than light by some unknown margin. He should be able to perceive events so fast that time is stopped. At least in general. Obviously, there's some examples of otherwise, but his reaction should be vastly superior any way you scale God of War effectively or downplay. So, the statue scene is not defendable. It's not in any capacity. Your only argument here is Plot of Stupidity, which I think is fine, and just move on. You don't want to defend this point. This is not a hill you want to try and fight because it's not a very good one. Because we're talking about character speeds that are absurd. And there's Neutrality himself. And Lord implies it. I'll ask my God of War guys, because I'll be debating about the Hermes thing, to see if there's more information on novel about it or something, to see if there's actually an explanation for what the fuck happened there. But again, I think best case scenario, especially since Helios gets hit by a fucking ballista, is just say it's Plot of Stupidity. Much easier to defend, much easier to work with. Not so crazy that everyone's gonna be like, that's stupid or that's wrong, because it seems reasonable.
I'm fucking up, Lord.
No, I'm thinking about the load right now. No, I'm fine. You just really don't want to be in a situation. There are certain hills you don't want to die on, and Hermes getting hit by a boulder is not one of those hills. It's one of those hills. Well, isn't there more that context gets added with the novels? Like, the feats are in the games, but the novels just add context to what the feats actually are? Wait, hang on a minute. I'll take a look at that God of War 4 thing, but are you sure it's not just teleportation? Must be Corey Balrog's famous method of writing. I'm gonna turn off the filter. There we go. I'll take a look in. Well, right now I gotta take a look at Ascension, so I'll worry about Ascension first. Then I'll worry about God of War 4 when we get to it. Also, Atreus Iscariot in particular, that's a very dangerous road, I'll say, because basically, if you scale Atreus to anything in God of War 4, you're saying Atreus solos the Greek pantheon. Seven. The Norse pantheon produces qualitatively superior feats massively. To the point where it's like, I just want to be clear here, if you scale Atreus to that level, you're basically acknowledging that Zeus gets his ass beat by Atreus. Are there narrative problems with God of War scaling too high in speed? He could react to Baldur and he could take blows from Baldur, which is Baldur's more powerful than Zeus. Like, the God of War crew who we talked to scales the Norse pantheon massively higher than the Greek pantheon. They have infinitely better speed. They are measurable in the Norse pantheon, according to them. Debatable depending on who you are. And they have higher AP. Atreus taking a blow and being able to react to Baldur guarantees he can solo the pantheon, because Baldur would scale to top tiers in the verse of Norse. At times, God of War scaling can be pretty ridiculous. Hang on. Ah, shit. There we go. Do you know Seiya? Not quite. See. No, I don't know who Seiya is. Hey, Mark, what's on your thoughts?
Hi.
Your thoughts. Morgan Luna! Yeah. ¿Cosa más? ¿Soy ganando esto? No, I don't know who Seiya is. Trunks. Are they a God of War scaler? I only know the God of War scalers I know. And, well, they usually show up on chats, so There's that. They'll probably be here soon, ironically. No es mi culpa, las cosas más no se crean, ¿no? Oye, mujer, no es así. Oye, güey.
Me duermo, despierto, duermo, ronco, despierto, duermo.
¿Qué estás haciendo con tu solo?
No, contigo. Ay, da tú.
That's what they want. Don't mind me. See here. I don't think anyone really is debating Kratos' strength. No cooking today, King Ace. Although I should try another cooking stream in the future, but that was kind of fun. I'll buy some ingredients. I think I want to try and cook clam chowder or pasta. One or two. According to the God of War guys I talked to, they scale Ascension Kratos, which is before God of War 1. So, God of War 1 Kratos should scale the same way before, gaining Pandora's box. The dots. These are sugar bombs up the ass, but I eat breakfast at 10 o'clock, and I don't eat shit until 7:30 at night, so I'm pretty sure my body is in lack of sugar. So I eat the whole thing. This gives me 600 calories, and about 90 grams of sugar. I only really eat sugar on the weekends, so I'll have to work on my diet at some point. Yeah, so they scale Ascension Kratos to Universal Plus and inaccessible speed, at least, which would be above Infinite because they use inaccessible. It's so weird. Like, I understand inaccessible speed and why it's there. It's just weird that it's there because I've been using Infinite for so long. For what they use inaccessible speed for. I probably won't have the whole thing. I'll probably have half today and half like tomorrow. So I'll have to buy more. But yeah. No, like, the real issue with God of War is that it doesn't show itself as strong as it is supposed to be. Which causes a fuck ton of problems. Hang on. Can I close off? Close off. Oh, there's neutrality himself stepping in. So, I don't mind God of War's strength situation or their AP. That's fine. I can understand that. Their speed is the one that actually has genuine problems and anti-feats with, I would say. Hello, Stephen O'Donnell. You're new here? Oh, we got 2 people here who are new. Nice to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. No, I'll stop on the dots. Don't want to eat the whole thing tonight. I already had a slushy earlier for speed. For sugar. Am I being stream snipe or something? I think I saw a 3rd new name there. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We got 3 new individuals randomly out of nowhere. It's a little unusual. Trunks, you are right. That is the only speed we've actually seen on screen. Everything else with context behind it. Hello. That's the problem with God of War scaling. And I get it. I scaled DMC. We're in the same boat. The problem is that DMC doesn't have anywhere near as hard of an anti-feat when it matters, and there's a lot more leeway with DMC's feat than God of War's feats. A lot of God of War situations are localized, whereas with DMC's, they don't have that big restriction behind them. Okay, we're getting a fuck ton of new people right now. That's weird. Okay, so who's Seiya? You mean Saint Seiya, or what do you mean by Seiya? Also, does Ben 10 have Alien X? Because Alien X solos Dragon Ball. I'm not the guy who skills Saint Seiya in my group. That's someone else. So I can't speak so much for Saint Seiya, but from what I understand, I think they got better speed feats than Dragon Ball at least. I could be wrong though. It's been a few minutes since I've seen Saint Seiya. Red Dusk. The anime's called Saint Seiya. You can look it up. It's about I think Greek gods to an extent. I'm not too familiar with this series myself. Ben 10, if he has Alien X, should stomp. I don't know much else about Ben 10's scaling besides Alien X, because I watched Ben 10 for a little bit. I dropped it. I came back for Alien Force and Ultimate Alien. I dropped it near the end of Ultimate Alien, and I never picked it up again. It does suck because the best art style Ben 10 ever had was the Alien Force Ultimate Alien era. Well, Trunks, do you accept Mundus creating a universe? Because there's it's basically the same feat, and there's more evidence for Mundus creating a universe than for fucking Ares. So that depends on how you want to take on-screen context clues and other stuff of that nature. The Omnitrix, well, with Alien X, I mean, we can unironically argue for DMC being way into the potentially into the 2A range, depending on how you want to take certain statements and such. Hang on, possibly. Well, I don't just definitively the same file that we can scale DMC to 2A. Because at least unless for the most part, we all kind of agree amongst ourselves. Even if we could get DMC to 2A scaling wise, we would never really use it for a versus debate. Because it's like, people already have enough time accepting higher into 2C and 2B DMC. Attempting to get them higher than that with most people is not going to fly very well. We'll talk about this more because, again, we are making a big DMC power scaling video. We are working on that. That'll be done midsummer probably, so that'll be out then. It should have all the evidence, all of our arguments, more or less. Culmination of several years. Well, not like a culmination of several years of research, but it's like we've been like developing our arguments over the years. Next, I would say it was just in Kratos' head, but in God of War 2, when Ares teleports Kratos, they both disappear instead when you were taken to the past. No, like, I get what you're saying, Trunks. They disappear, but it's like, to say he created a universe is weird. Because, like, Ares doesn't, like, I don't think any other god demonstrates being able to create a universe or, like, a dimension on that level. Unless I'm mistaken, of course. I'm just saying that Ares' feet, or... Alien X console, Devil May Cry? Well, how high do you scale Alien X? Do you scale him to the 5... Do you scale him to just the multiversal, or do you scale him to like the, like, I think, well, he has like a 5th dimensional statement or something? All I know is that Alien X would beat Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball doesn't scale that high into the range to begin with, unless you want to say the multipliers get them that far. But that, Outerversal, that's when you bust out the Dante. No, but okay, so all joking aside on that one. Okay, so I don't know about Outerversal specifically. I think the highest most people get them towards is like maybe 5D. I don't really scale Alien X. I don't really scale Ben 10 all that much. High Outerversal? Okay, now I'm a little confused. What puts them at high Outerversal? Because to my knowledge, there's nothing stronger than them in Ben 10. So is there like another Outerversal being in Ben 10 or something? That seems like weird. That seems like a weird scaling chain there. I'm under the personal belief that you can say Void Moons and Spare Embodied are 5D with relative ease. I think they're certainly there. In my opinion, okay. Like, I think you could easily make a solid argument for them being 5D, in my personal opinion. If you said a certain statement, you can argue Alien X to Hyperversal. Yeah, okay, so there is a statement for him being higher than, like, Multiversal. Okay, yeah, I knew there was a statement, I just didn't know what statement was there. Because the Beast Heads also support the idea that they're like, that demons on that level are beyond space and time as a whole. Like, they're beyond the concepts of space and time. Which, at least depending on how you want to take certain other statements of transcending and shit, you could easily scale to Void Mundus and then, like, Despair Embodied. Again, for the most part in DMC, when we debate in DMC, we try not to go that high. We don't really think that's fun. Overall, it's a lot easier to deal with people and a lot more consumable if we just argue Dante's like uni plus to maybe into like the 2B range, or like he's in the 2B range, so to speak, or the like low multiversal range, or just multiversal range, I think. Yeah, because it's like it's low multiversal, and then high multiversal. So it's like that's kind of the way it works here. We could get him higher than where we would put him at most of the time. We just choose not to because it's like, there's no real reason to, and it's a lot more easier to work with the stuff that's a lot more grounded to the situation. We're not like the God of War community over there. The second they get a chance at 5D Kratos, they're like, this is the line in the sand. Join us or die. I don't even know why the fuck they like, because they scale Kratos to 5D at Norse level, and I'm like, why would you want to do that? Like, why would you do that? Kratos gets stumped at that tier Celestial Sapiens are basically the Beyonders from Marvel Comics. Delia vs. Balky scaling to Pennywise, Tower Versal valid. I have low multi plus, and high multi plus are the two. Okay, thank you. So then, okay, low multi. Okay, so multi plus is where is the 2B range. That's where Dante would. That's where we would argue most of the time Dante sits at. Or if not, we would argue he's in the 2C or the 2C range or low 2. He would be for sure in the 2C range, not low 2C. Pennywise scaling to Outer Versal. That's based on the cosmology, right? Because Pennywise is technically super high into Stephen King's cosmology. I was never interested in Stephen King's work, so I cannot confirm their cosmology scaling. Because Stephen King, I think it's possible. Whether or not it's valid, I'd have to do my research on my own. But truth be told, after the Devil May Cry video's done, we've already decided we're gonna hit up Darksiders for a big video, and maybe after Darksiders we're gonna do fucking God of War, which the God of War video is gonna be the weird one on the table. That's gonna be weird. We might do Final Fantasy, any Final Fantasy game before God of War's. But I'm gonna. So that's the same. It's basically immortal. Well, immortality is only valid within the verse it's in. So, for example, you can kill Pennywise with the concept of love and hope. Trash. What garbage is this? Well, personally, I like Final Fantasy 15 better. I think Final Fantasy 14, it's not bad, but if you had to ask me, I'd rather scale 15. I actually bought 15's novel. I need to sit down and scale that later. Well, for me personally, I'm going to start the League of Legends How Powerfuls up again, now that I've gone through the entire lore of League of Legends, and I have more proper evidence for scaling, because surprise, surprise, versus BattleWiki scales League of Legends wrong. Who could have foreseen this outcome? Yeah, no, so I'll be doing that in the How Powerfuls. I don't know if that'll be weekly again or if it'll be bi-weekly. We'll see what happens. It might be bi-weekly, might be easier that way, but we'll see how it goes. All I know is I want to start that up after next week because, well, next week's when my college ends. So hello. 902. BattleWiki themselves for Sonic outcome. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get back into the swing of making some DMC videos in general. I already have ideas lined up. I know DMC videos are the most popular ones on this channel, so I am trying to get more back into the DMC content. But I've said this before. I've said it on stream, and I've said it in videos too. DMC 5, for as good as it was, is not fun for theory crafting. It gives next to no information that you can extrapolate off of. When I'm thinking DMC theories again and shit, I'm thinking back to the original 4, because even with the new information, there's more fun shit to talk about in those games than there is in DMC 5. Because DMC 5 gave us answers, and that's all it gave us. It didn't give us any new questions or anything to really work off of. By itself, that's not bad, but this isn't the end of the franchise like it was hinted it was going to be. If this was the end of the franchise, this would be fine, but DMC 6 is still going to happen at some point down the line. DMC 6 will most likely be the last DMC game assuming we get a DMC 6. I'm assuming DMC 6 will happen in the future just because 5 has the Majin feats. Majin doesn't have any feats. Majin or Supermorph. Supermorph is what it's called. So the Majin form doesn't have feats. It just appears in DMC3's manga, which basically confirms its canicity, depending on who you want to talk to. Because I'm fine with Supermorph or Majin form being canon. Mangler's not. And the other people don't really care. So it's up in the air. I wouldn't mind a DMC 2, DMC Reboot 2. Oh, you mean like a remaster of a DMC2? Or a remake? I think DMC2 remake is more likely in DMC6. The Hydra King versus Midgard Serpent. Trunks, I hate to tell you this, but based on what I've heard of the God of War scaling, the Norse pantheon as a whole shit stomps the Greek pantheon. So even the serpent, who doesn't seem to be all that strong, is still going to destroy the Greek pantheon because the serpent was scaled to immeasurable speed, and the serpent is the only one who actually was there for the tree destruction feat or the tree splintering, which is God of War's best AP feat. It's the one that puts them above the Greek pantheon. The serpent's the only one who genuinely, I would say, scales to that feat. Everyone else is just scaling because people want everyone else to scale. I'm just gonna be real here for a minute. That tree feat should not be used right now. We don't know the full context for that feat in question. Like, I told this to the God of War guys, like, I understand why you guys use the tree feat. Oh yeah, Miso, I don't know if you saw, but my book's currently free right now if you want to read it and give me feedback later, since you actually read. I need feedback. I need to get better. I hate day jobs. Reality fiction interaction. Oh, so you mean like when a character in a fictional novel or like in a fictional story reacts or like in like actually does shit in reality? Look, all I'm saying is, at least according to the way the God of War guys scale, God of War, the Norse pantheon as a whole shit stomps Greece. Like, you could, again, I could be wrong, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but the way they talk about it, it sounds like even Thor's children would have been able to beat Zeus in a fight. Like, that's how bad the disparity is between these two like pantheons. The Greek pantheon genuinely gets curb stomped based on the way they scale the Norse pantheon. Like, it's not even funny. Okay, a little weird there. Got disconnected. Wonder why. Are they? I'll stick around for like maybe 10 more minutes. I would like to spend an hour or two working on my essays tonight. Maybe. I think DMC6 will. If we do get DMC6, Sparta should come back. I think at this point we should get an explanation as to what happened to Sparta. Like, we're several games into the series, and we still don't have any clue what happened to Sparta. All we know is that he maybe died. Maybe he didn't. Well, I think it said he died at one point, but we never saw it. And you guys know how writing works. If you don't see the death happen on screen, and in some cases even if you do, it didn't happen. Like, it doesn't exist. If you can't visually confirm it Well, Nero doesn't have kids right now. Nero, because again, in one of the stupidest decisions Capcom ever made, Nero doesn't have children. Nero and Kyrie take care of an orphanage. So Nero doesn't have any kids right now. They take care of children at an orphanage. I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't just have Nero at least have like kids and them just taking care of kids. Like, Kyrie running an orphanage makes sense for her character as a whole, but like, I don't understand why we didn't get confirmation Nero has kids with her, or like Nero has like a child already with her. Maybe that'll be like the plot point for DMC6. We'll see what happens. I was actually told by my friend that maybe I should go back and do like more Dante versus Goku videos, because like since Goku's gotten stronger, I should go back and see how he scales or how he compares to Dante. Nero pull out game better than Virgil's game. Apparently, you know, the son surpassed the father. Cosmology structures make sense since you are scaling into layers and possibilities and infinite layers that go on to Alpha Nils, the unknown cardinal. Whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, so I think I might do a little mini series going back through the old versus matchups and looking at the scaling and being like, okay, so let's talk about what changed here, what did it. Well, I'm just wondering what version of the game they're going to take. Also, I am playing to scale some indie games on the side. You probably don't know any of them. You might know one or two of them. Is there a Jesus Crucifix? Wait. Is that like in the game? Well, no, hang on a minute. Jesus shouldn't have been crucified by that point, right? Hey, man. Jesus came after Greece, or before Greece, right? All right, cool. Wait, he came before Greece? Oh, no, yeah, he would have been crucified by that point. Yeah, no, that actually works. Dante's next video. Well, no, some of the matchups are objectively bad in terms of information. Like, I'll still argue fucking the Spawn one. Dante beats most versions of Spawn. Get the fuck out of here. I'll fucking fight you. Also, R2, there's a picture of the three kings going to Baby Vegeta to defeat the Sisters of Fate. Bruh, alright, it's time for the real God of War. God of War 5, Jesus versus Kratos, let's go. The real fight begins now. Let's get the JoJo's abilities in here. Let's have JoJo Jesus represent. I probably won't charge my phone today. I'll probably set up my alarm and I'll let my phone charge tomorrow morning. That'll save me time. Yeah, no. For me personally, it's more on the table. Just like some of the old matchups could use some work. Then Samson should kill Kratos. Like the Shuma Gorath versus Dante video. Boundless cannot exist. Oh, are you gonna be that guy, Miso Soup? You're gonna be like, Tier 1 can't exist because even if they're outside of existence, they're still inside the existence of the novel. Therefore, they aren't non-existent. The only matchups that really, off the top of my head, in the old versus matchups, the only matchups that actually change at all are like Dante versus Shuma Gorath, maybe Dormammu, and maybe Spawn. Those are the only ones that might change. Newhan, why would you say that to a V main, my guy? Bruh. No, I agree. Boundless debates are boring as shit. V Bloody Palace run when? I had to sit down and practice DMC5 again. I've only ever beat Bloody Palace with V, but I didn't really want to try that day, so I was like, super costume, go. Or as I like to call it, Canon V. Now to put a bar of soap to wash my hands in a little bit. Such is life. Anyway, don't forget to fucking, like, after you're done with my picture and Nosra's picture, send me the bill. Or are you just gonna be billing me monthly? Cause, like, I want to make sure that, like, I get that sorted out before, like, more pictures come out. Because I kind of told him to chill. Like, I told him, like, okay, let you send this next bill, and then you guys can go back to commissioning. Just let him send me the bill first. I don't want it to get so big. Bloody Palace V is stronger than Bloody Palace Dante. I'm sorry, Ryan. Your trash ass opinion. Hey, is Zimmer's a V main? Well, let me tell you, Dante's Diamond has entered the chat. Like, for example, Kenshin Romero versus Zoro. That's a terrible debate, Miso. Zoro shitstomps Kenshin. What the fuck are you on about? Oh, gross. Oh, wait, hang on. No, I also have to make a Fist of the North Star video. Because, good God, some people have such weird-ass Fist of the North Star takes. Some guys like, Kenshiro got thousands of times stronger in the Island of Ozra arc. Well, no, it's not, Ryan. Bloody Palace V is stronger than any character in DMC, even the Bloody Palace versions. That's not up for debate. Like, he absorbs Urizen technically 3 times, and if you want to assume he doesn't absorb Urizen, he does absorb Virgil, which already stacks on to V, who scales to Dante. Bloody Palace Dante doesn't have any feats or any potential scaling changes, because Dante in DMC5 could already do the Bloody Palace legitimately. I think I was talking to Mangler one day about this. All right, Newhan, I just want to make sure you keep track of that shit, because I don't want to have to fucking, like, be fucking caught off guard with, like, a fucking $100 bill later. I like to like bite these in the nub after like 10 or so pictures. Well, shit. Oh, I hope it's not 10 or so pictures, because that means I owe you like fucking a fat 50 in one go. Also, make sure you keep tabs on how many pictures you've done for people. Like, when you send me the bill, let me know how many you've done for Ozra and Alan, because I gotta deduct from their fucking payments to me, so that way I can tell them, hey, you gotta refresh your payment with me so I can keep paying you, and you gotta give me more money. Cause like Newhan, I don't know if you know how this works, but it's like the way the payment system works here is they give me money and I pay you for them, but I gotta keep track of their money so that way like I don't like end up just paying for no reason, because like I have to pay for my own shit. I'll stick around there like 10 minutes or so. Oh shit! I didn't realize Super Bear Neil was doing a face reveal. Amusing. You know, Hercules versus Samson. If you're talking actual mythology, I don't know. I haven't read the Bible to get Samson's feats. I'm pretty sure Hercules scales higher than Samson though. Could be wrong though. I try not to talk about real religion or any still viable religions in play. I think it's just easier for everyone if we just don't talk about too much real life stuff that like is actually like real life-ish. I don't mean like science and shit, I mean like real life shit, like actual problems. It's better on everybody. Anyways. Don't worry, I'm taking the notes of the number of pictures in the total price distribution individuals. Actually made a bloody palace of V. Made it all the way to floor 9 until yours in Rectangle DT. Okay. Yeah, alright, thank you, Trunks. Unironically, V's... We're not talking about Shinto. Yeah, so... alright, anyway, that's fine. You keep track on that one. Make sure that stays consistent. Make sure like you keep track on that one. That's fine. I don't want Ozra or fucking Alan the Worm away from me again. With the god on your side, you can't fail unless you do something to fail. If you play Balance Run versus Newhin, I'd stomp. Also, I don't even know when Newhin has time to do this shit. I've been on Discord. All I ever seen him do is be online for 8 hours straight, either playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Shadowverse. And then he just goes back to just being online the entire time. I don't even know what the fuck he does. He just kind of breathes into existence and then just leaves randomly. Every now and again he produces work and then he just returns back to the eternal slumber. If Bento was an anime, then it'd be a harem? Does Ben 10 even get any girls in the series? Science versus mysticism? Wow. Wow, Miso. Personally, I don't think V versus yours is as bad as you might think. I do think there are some problems with it, but if you manage your DT well, you can beat Urizen pretty easily. V's dodge is the most busted thing in the game. Like, V's dodge is unironically fucking stupidly busted. Oh yeah, Newhead, I guess if you want to read the book you drew the pictures for, the book is free on Amazon for like, I think another couple of days if you just want to like download it for free. If you want to give it a read or not, doesn't really matter. That's why you gotta bust out that give yourself the cannon powers. Ben will turn to other links where he goes, have you played Palace with normal V? I have not. Light easy. I never liked, I tried getting into Duel Links, I really did. I couldn't get into Duel Links. Oh, Duel Links was something else. I never knew how badly fucking I never realized how essential the 5 points on the board are until I played Duel Links. And then I was like, I never want to play this again. This is fucking terrible. Because the problem is that because it's impressive to see how a different format does change the game up drastically. Because when you have less pieces on the board, things become a lot more meta and less meta. It's like, here's the problem. You sit down, and it's like, the 3v3 slots don't do jack shit for deck building. Because even when I'm running Blue Eyes, I'm running like a couple of slots at bare minimum. Dark Magician gets fucked in Duel Links. Dark just goes and fucks itself in Duel Links. Newman, I'll say probably Duel Link clearly is. If your first pick, you're dead unless you got Exodia in your first 10. I'll stream Duel Links if you guys want. I think Duel Links is on Steam. Like, I'll stream Duel Links on BlueStacks if you guys want at some point. Like, I'll try playing Duel Links just to show you guys how different it is. Okay, Jiren, I love the Egyptian God cards. I spent like $80 to make Egyptian God cards only started becoming good recently when they got support, and I still gotta drop another like $200 to make them viable. So that fucking sucks. That's why I'm a Blue Eyes main, because the Egyptian God cards get no love. As a Dark Magician player, it hurts my soul to get cucked again, but apparently pendulums are coming. Dude, I have YGO Pro. I could stream that at some point. I also have Legacy of the Duelist on Xbox. I could stream that as well. No, Legacy of the Duelist is a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist is a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, unironically. That's actually a really good one. I'll stick around for like 5-10 more minutes, that's fine. I just don't want my battery to get so low because tomorrow I wake up like 2 hours before I go to work and I need to fully charge it. My charger's a little fucked up. I'll use my chaos. Oh, you're a cunt. You're such a cunt. Anyways, I think it's on Steam too. All Yu-Gi-Oh! Games should have cross-platform. I think they should. I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. Oh shit, Titan Snipes in on YGO Pro. I have Ignis. Do you guys have Project Ignis or not? Because I have Project Ignis. Anyways, Newman, if you're still here, and you do decide to read the book, the weirdest part for you will probably be that there's a bunch of characters who are actually important to the book that I didn't pay you to draw. Because I left out, like, several characters because I didn't want to bog you down with commissions. And I also had to release the book because Pimp Demon was on my ass about Pimp Demon was on my ass about it. So that'll probably be the weirdest part for you if you do in the brain, and just knowing that there's, like, a bunch of other characters you didn't get to draw. I don't think so, but I could get a try. Yeah, because I use Ignis. Ignis is the one that added not synchro summons, link summoning. Fuck link summoning, by the way. Terrible. Not as bad as pendulums, but fuck it anyways. Not that, like, fucking, where's my Blue Eyes Link? It's my Blue Eyes fucking Link at? Link format's been out for 3 years now. Where's the Blue Eyes Link? Does Dark Magician even have a fucking link? Where's the real support? Where are the cards we actually want? Pendulums were fucking stupid. Pendulums were retarded. See, here's the thing. Let me break this down. Talking about the difference. How much time do I got? I can stick around for another 10 minutes. I can't say anything past 9:40 though. Here's the thing about each summoning. So normal summoning, fine, simple to understand, 4 stars or less. Boom. Fucking tribute summoning, okay, reasonable, stronger monster, sacrifice monsters, let's go. Oh, fuck, we can try to raw link when, absolutely. We're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, Red Dust, we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Then, in the cruelest twist of fate, you have ritual and fusion summoning. Fusion summoning is still around today, but polymerization is only used for like 5 decks. Every other deck has their actual specific fusion card. So, like, fusion stuck around, but everyone but fucking Blue Eyes again got shafted because apparently Blue Eyes just can't get what everyone else gets. No, we just get 500 different level 8 dragons. My bad. Carry on. And so then you get this fucking, like, fusion summoning. It's great. Heroes, fucking everyone exists. Fine. Ritual summoning, fucking shit. Complete garbage. Went off the face of the map until they built support for it. And even with the support, only some ritual monsters are worth a damn. Like the Blue Eyes ritual monsters. But apparently we can't have our own Blue Eyes ritual fucking card, because fuck us. I'm sorry. Is that me being bitter? Oh, don't mind me. Ritual summoning and fusion summoning were still relatively within reason. They were fine. Then you get to the stupid shit. Cause next we get to synchro summoning. Oh my god. Someone looked at the fucking stars on the cards and thought, hey, this should mean something besides if you need to kill 1 or 2 people to get them out onto the field. Oh, synchro summoning is so fucking stupid because in order to make it work, you either have to run a deck that actually synchro summons or they had to tailor make synchro monsters specifically for the fucking decks. Oh, and you're probably more surprised by the fact that there are like a couple of girls that didn't have you draw, considering they like fucking make you draw those first most of the time. Rituals are awful. Demise terrible. Be like, do I have to choke someone? Oh, I'm sorry, King Ace. Are you still mad you haven't gotten your Magician Souls, I think it's called? Choke on it. Choke on your pain. Choke on it. Anyways, where was I? I was bitching about synchro summonings. Okay, so going back to synchro summoning, it failed. It failed because in order to make it fucking work, they had to make specific monsters that could be synchro summoned in specific decks without trying too hard. That's why Blue Eyes has 7, I think, tuners, all 1-star, specifically so you can turbo out a synchro monster. It's an easy 1-turn, fucking either Ozra Eyes Dragon or fucking Dragon Spirit of White. If you do Dragon Spirit of White, you can turbo into a Moonlight Dragon. Like, easy fucking plays, easy setup. My poor souls, I want them banned. No. I'm gonna hit you guys with the facts. The best extra deck summoning setup is either Fusion or XYZ. Fight me. I'm not wrong. Now let me explain in a video in the amount of time that's probably not proper enough to explain this. The reason XYZ summoning is better than synchro summoning is, for starters, you don't have to fuck with tuners or setting up fucking cards anymore for a specific number. So that right off the bat, beautiful, fantastic. The stars still matter, but you're not restricted into it anymore. So, like, let's say, okay, I get 2 Blue Eyes on the field. Okay, I can fuse into Burst Dragon, or I can do the entire Galaxy Engine and just ruin my opponent's day. Or if I'm really an asshole, I'll go for Hope Harbinger. Whichever one I feel like being today. I will agree that is a good point, Jared. I will completely agree with that point. X wasn't the structure deck of the Blue Eyes that introduced Maiden and Synchros that made them almost top back in the day, putting them in tier 2 or 3. Also, the movie packs helped them a lot. Blue Eyes, again, that exactly my point, Yuhin. The Synchro monsters for Blue Eyes were not built with the Synchro mechanic in mind. They were like, oh shit, Blue Eyes has to Synchro a monster. So, okay, let's make a monster that perfectly fits Blue Eyes. Oh, fuck, we need a tuner that works in Blue Eyes. Oh, but instead of making a couple lower level monsters to synchro into a higher monster, they made just 1-star tuners. All over the fucking place. Don't get me wrong, I love my 1-star tuners. I love every single one of them, the dudes and the girls, because for my pure Blue Eyes deck, they're all incredibly useful. Except for Maiden with eyes, not Maiden, except for Sorceress, or I think it's Priestess with eyes of blue. She's just there for the looks. She's not very good. But I like keeping her around anyways. The problem with XYZs here is Synchros had some stupid abilities
but they were manageable. XYZs, like, let's talk about the Galaxy engine. I think first off, you go straight into Cypher Dragon, activate his ability, knock him off the field, then you bust out Cypher Blade Dragon on top of him, or I think you overlay one beforehand. No, I think no, you don't. No, I'm mistaken. You start off with Cypher Dragon, then full armor Proton Dragon? Yes, you go in the full armor Proton Dragon next. And keep in mind, these are free moves. These are free moves. What about Exceed Summoning? What the fuck is that? I'm genuinely befuddled for a minute. What the fuck is an Exceed Summon? Was that what it was in the movie? Is that what they called it in the movie? The Exceed Summoning? Or it's like they summon the monster at full strength? That sounds right. That sounds right. I'm a little surprised Exceed Summon was never attempted in the main game. I'm just a little surprised they didn't attempt that at some point. They should have just called it Yu-Gi-Oh! Free play style. Summon monsters, whatever you want for free, just go nuts. They should have called it free play mode. They should have called it fucking kindergarten mode, since that's how we all played it when we were kids anyways. Okay, back to the XYZs. So, you summon Cypher Dragon, you use its bullshit, then you go straight into full Proton Armor Dragon, you use its bullshit, and then you have the option to overlay into either Cyberblade Dragon or that one fucker who got banned, Tachyon Dragon. Okay, and then you get another free ability usage and another monster on the field on top of your monster, sure, but now you have 4 shots for free. There was no restriction on the XYZ mechanic. That's where the problem came in with XYZs, especially if you're running fucking like Utopia. If you're running Utopia, you're like, hey, so I know you want to have fun, but I have 5 different Utopias in my extra deck. Now, I know what you're thinking, enemy. Oh no, these Utopias will come out individually. No, they won't. They're coming all out at once. Because I am going to put Utopia on top of Utopia, on top of Utopia, on top of Utopia, and then Utopia the Lightning to end the fucking duel. Yeah, great. Fan-fucking-tastic. Shockmaster says no. I will say that I wanted to build a Proton deck, but Protons were expensive. And even though I have money now, I'm usually spending my money paying Yuhin to draw shit or paying some other guy to draw shit or buying games on occasion. I don't make money off of YouTube and shit. If I did, I could probably buy this shit. But, I'd be broke. Well, it's not so much I'm broke. I'm more scared about spending my money. Oh, don't worry, Mangler. I'm about to get into the pendulums. Anyways, so that's the problem with XYZ. Not only that, they overlaid super weird. Mangler plays Yu-Gi-Oh! He was actually there for the generations of Pendulum and XYZ when I dipped out, so he's referring to Pendulums. I'm assuming he's referring to Pendulums. No, Roche, Samaj, I need you to shut the fuck up. I need you to shut the fuck up right now. Don't you defend Pendulums. No. Fuck Pendulums. If you guys want, I'll try streaming YGO Pro a little, like, consistently, like, every now and again, so that way you guys can see, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll play certain decks and shit if you guys, like, want to, like, recommend them. XYZ's made me quit Duel Links? Bro, why the fuck were you playing Duel Links until XYZ's came out? I quit before Synchros were out! What the fuck? Quitting Duel Links at fucking XYZ's? Oh, XYZs would ruin fucking Duel Links. Holy shit, that's a terrible idea. Anyways, going back to Pendulums. The problem with Pendulums is, first off, that's because XYZ stuff was really strong on archetypal basis. Alright, Mangler, where the fuck is my Blue Eyes XYZ? And don't give me that trash ass tournament XYZ Blue Eyes. That's ability is just an insta win. So Pendulums, in my opinion, the stupidest part about them was specifically their summoning mechanic. Because from what I've seen of pendulums, I could be wrong. This might be how pendulums are played nowadays. I could be wrong. It does not matter how strong they are. Let's say you have a pendulum from 0 to 10. You have a 0 on the left and a 10 on the right. You put those pendulums down, you can now summon whatever you want for free, and those characters still count as back row spells with abilities. When Dark Magician Girls finally become meta but in Duel Links. You mean season 1 kind of summons? Yeah, basically, you can summon whatever you want for free. Excited for Cyberdark support. I know they won't bring Lightning Storm and Parents, but I'm looking for new Cyberdarks. They look like abominations having. What the fuck? Like, okay, so if you guys want, I'll make like an actual video talking about like the Yu-Gi-Oh mechanics with Mangler, because Mangler actually does talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. We talk about Yu-Gi-Oh a lot. If you guys are actually interested, we can do that, because we can talk a little more in depth about the history, since I know Mangler knows about it more than I do. Like, pendulums stupidly busted, free summon on everything, and even worse than that, they all still had abilities they could use. They could reshuffle themselves into the extra deck and then come back later. There was way too much bullshit with pendulums. I don't know who the fuck thought pendulums was a good idea. Whoever they were, I hope they got their kneecaps busted in. I'm kidding, of course, that's a joke. Then we get to links. I don't know. Links to me are weird because I don't hate links, but I don't like them either that much. You know, maybe it's because where the fuck is my Blue Eyes link? No, what Master Rule fucking 4. We're on Master Rule 5 right now, right? Master Rule 4 was oppressive as hell. That I will say for certain. Master Rule 4, Dark Days. Dark Days. What are some strange Yu-Gi-Oh! Fusion monsters that don't make sense considering the fusion materials? Like, 99% of them. Master Rule 4, the Dark Ages. Fuck that shit. When you needed to run a fucking Link monster in every deck, fucking terrible. Five-headed dragon. Because any dragon worked for five-headed dragon Mangler, is that why? No, you limits to make five-headed dragon. Master Rule 4 stepped in and was like, hey, you want to have fun? You better buy that Decode Tucker booster set or pray to God you get a Link Karibo, because otherwise, you're shit. You can't even summon five-headed dragon with blue eyes. You need 5 elemental dragons, unless you're talking about the Link version of five-headed dragon. At which point, unless you're running my blue eyes engine, you're not going to get 5 blue eyes monsters out on the field. For me, it's the Musician King, because a witch and a nun somehow equals a rock star. Hey, you don't know what they aspire to be. Maybe the nun was a part of the choir. Mangler, let me have my monarchs. Let me show you the power of a god. When you are not on the cool kids table because Master Rule 4 thing, you don't have a Link monster, but everyone. So the second Links came out, me and my friends, we don't play competitively because we're not around to play competitively. We don't have tournaments around us, but we play via tournament rules. The second Master Rule 4 came out, I was just like, listen, my guy, I see the Links. I don't give a fuck. I'll either play a duel with just synchros or with the XYZs. I don't need them both anymore because this shit is way worse than trying to make them both work. Fuck this noise. Links, you spam decks like Ojamas or Morphtronics? Congrats, you get to summon generic powerful monster on the field. Oh, you are a Fluffle player? Do you enjoy fusion spamming? Shoot. Fuck Fluffles. There are a lot of archetypes I fucking hate in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't even recommend. If Konami decided to unlimited Monarch cards during the beginning of that, means such weakness. What is that? A format restriction? All I have is the main deck. I don't need anything else. A Mangler walking into a Master Rule 4 fucking game with Monarchs fully unbanned? So do you want to surrender now or do you want to surrender in 2 turns? The choice is yours. Monarchs be XYZs? I don't know, if you talk to Mangler, those fuckers are like the actual Egyptian god cards. Mangler over here is like, oh, hey Zim, that's a cute deck, but did you know Monarchs are better? Hey Zim, did you know that Monarchs are better at bricking than Blue Eyes? Fuck you, Mangler. Guess I'm a Monarch fan. Mangler's over here like, Monarchs are so much better than every other deck that even our flaws are better than your flaws. Blue Eyes players complaining about breaking the game? Ha! Monarch bricks even when it doesn't brick. You ever see the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card censorship compilation? I did. I don't get it. The West is a hypersexual environment. Like, maybe that's why they're censored? Because technically sexual content is restricted more on the eastern side of the world than it is in the West. So I never understood why the cards get censored the way they do for the Western audience. Because we are a much more sexual culture than they are. And I thought Blue Eyes was the ultimate brick deck, according to Mangler, because we're Western or brick brain. Sasuke Ichigo, Sasuke can't use Mangekyo, Ichigo can't use the Hollow Mask. It's not just sex. Oh. Okay, that's fair, Mangler, but the main censorship ones that people are going to know at the top of their heads, the ones they actually care about, are the ones revolving around the girls. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of the females in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Lineup, like the Gemini Elves, they show off more cleavage in the Japanese version than the Western version for some reason. I don't know why they borrowed to change the art style. Sasuke versus Ichigo? I'm pretty sure Ichigo might scale faster speed-wise if we're talking in a series. Went my way to build a Monarch deck with structures back in the day, was super good investment until the ban list hit. Good thing I saw it coming and sell it before taking a bullet to my wallet. New Hin, ha! I love this deck. Sees the ban list approaching. The strongest choices required, no, the hardest choices require the strongest of wills. I'm pretty sure Ichigo beat Sasuke if Sasuke for sure can use the Mangekyo Sharingan. I'll stick around 2 more minutes and then I'll take off. I'll let the stream hit like 140 something. Monarch's Mangler. Monarch has. Tell you what, Mangler. Tell you what. If you're still on in like an hour, while I'm working on my essay, I'll get on YGO. I'll make the Monarch deck you say, and I'll play it, and I'll see how badly I brick. Adults already married or with kids. The censor so necessary at this point. Damn, Yuhin. Damn, you have high hopes. You have high hopes for this group, married or with kids. Damn, you got high. You have fucking high hopes for this fucking group of people. I'll take a look. I'll take a look at those DMC5 memes later, Samaj. Yuhin, come on, guys. We're all married or we all have kids. Let's not lie to ourselves here. Oh, fucking high hopes for this fucking bitch. King HZ Sparta. Oh, good God, you poor soul. You're starting college? Oh, good God. Give up now. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I will say this. everyone should get an associate's degree at a community college. Not everyone should go beyond. Community college is just high school part 2. As soon as you get done with community college, that's when they're like, hey, we're actually college now. So we're going to be dicks about the way we teach, and we're going to be total cunts about the way we do shit. Oh, silly me. I thought the community college was showing me something. Yeah, no, community college is still just high school. Honestly, at this point, given how public schools are free, I am surprised that like community college has not become free to some extent, because it's really just fucking high school part 2. You are not doing anything too crazy that you wouldn't see in high school. Cause like, you're for sure not going to parties at a community college. That's for fucking sure. I could make a joke right now. I would love to make this dark joke, but I'm not going to, because if I did, I would get this video would have problems afterwards. But damn, I'm going to tell this one to Kyle later. It's going to be great. Anyways. Going back to so definitely do community college. Why not? Because YouTube is out here doing their best 1938 impressions. So we got to be careful about what we say. Okay, so here's the thing. College on its own, not necessary. A trade school, that's a better investment of time and money. At this point, real talk, I know it was going to be a pain. Worst part is I'm going to an actual university afterwards. King Ace, listen to me. I'm already at that actual university. I'm at that stage where you're at, but I can still do it at home because of a certain alcoholic beverage named disease that actually saved me a fuck ton of money, because all my classes are no longer in person. They're online. So I actually saved a fuck ton of money because online classes are far cheaper than actual in-person classes. You know, when the crush card virus hit the world, we're still waiting for them to use the Eye of Timaeus to summon the virus dragon monster. I forgot what the fuck it's called. I'm just saying, for the record, like, you gotta hit the community college first. Don't be stupid. Don't listen to other people. It's like, oh, you should go to this. No. Tell them to shut the fuck up. Because even if you get out of high school, you might think you're ready for college. Nah, college is a different beast altogether. You just want to get your associates. Zim, here's the best DMC remix I ever heard, bro. Your link's probably not going to appear if you are linking it. At any rate, it's 9:53 right now. I'll stick around for 2 more minutes and then I gotta go, because I do want to get on my computer and work a little bit on my final essays. Because I have 2 final essays, and you know what? I'm thinking on Sunday night I'm gonna pull an all-nighter, and maybe on Monday too, just so I can get those essays done, because I still gotta work next week. Obviously, work is never gonna leave us, but like, you know what I'm saying. Zim, please do. You are having high hopes for? All right, you live in Latin America where people have kids at 16. Dude, I think YouTuber Zemo has a kid and is married past week. Time flies. You don't need the generals at a university, which costs you like 3 times more. You don't need an English class at Harvard if you can get it at a slums community college. Exactly. What, Newhan? Are you telling me there's a little fucking Newhan out there right now I should be aware of? You got a fucking little fucking kid right there fucking chilling with you? I know. I was more or less. Obviously, I joke, because that's just a joke we use for Latin America, because all their houses are community houses. Only reason why I'm still going to university right after college because of my profession of choice. Fair enough. All right. As you're going to community college, always start with community college. Always start with community college because that will prepare you nothing for what comes next. But at least you can say to yourself, it's going to be cheaper than going straight for the big dog. Like, regardless of what you feel about community college, shit, you're going to save a decent chunk of money by not going straight to a 4-year. Like, my classes in my university for 3 classes is like, at a community college, it's like $600. The difference is staggering, I assure you. So definitely, if there's anyone else here who's still on the fence about college and going or watch it later, do community first. You will not regret it in financial terms. It also lets you decide if you want to just fucking quit college altogether, which I'm not recommending you quit college altogether. I'm just saying, if you do, I understand. I never understood college dropouts until I became a college student at a university. And then it just clicked with me. The reason why so many dropouts became successful is because they just didn't want to deal with the bullshit of the education system, not because they were dumb. The education system just fucking sucks. Like, dude, fuck this noise. If I can make money like off of YouTube, or if I can get the books to sell decently, I would drop college in a heartbeat. I would be like, fuck it, I'm done. And if I really need to go back to college, it'll be there. Bruh, dude, as long as you're not aiming for the fucking stars, there's a lot of things you can get away with. I will say that if college is not for you, definitely consider a trade school. It's not a bad idea. It teaches you a skill, gets you straight into an actual job, or at least attempts to. It's good college attendance are dropping. I hope they all drop unless it's for doctors. Not every fucking job needs that degree. That's the problem. Is that the schools are propagated. I'm not gonna get into this. This might be too much. This might be too much for YouTube to handle. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stream about like it says 150. They recently told me that university is more interested in people that do lots of sports and have a lot of knowledge and useless stuff. Having a dueling PhD doesn't look that bad now. Having a dueling PhD. Show up to university, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh 101. All right, class. It's time. Favorite celebrity deathmatch fight? Oh, celebrity deathmatch. That takes me back. That's what the fucking puppets, right? Oh, that's way back in the day. All right, at any rate, fella, that's the advanced division. That's the advanced course. Unironically, if you can actually play Yu-Gi-Oh! On a motorcycle, your actual capacity is probably like... Jimmy, how do you not know what a spell card is or does? Alright, anyway, fellas, again, I stuck around way longer than I was expecting to. It was fun. I'm gonna probably be streaming again tomorrow night. Same format. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next streamer video. Again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm probably not going to be streaming anytime this week because I do have those essays to take care of. And at this point, those 2 or 3 hours I spent streaming like on Tuesday and shit, that should be going towards my final essays because I got 1 due on Wednesday and I have 2 due on Friday because I work Friday all fucking day and I don't want to call in again. So Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. Thankfully, I have one essay done, so I really only have to write 2 essays, but the point still stands. So, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next streamer video.